Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 103 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we're going over some tweaks to automations that we've done, and we're setting up a librarian trade cycler kind of thing, so we can start working on getting some cool stuff done in the future. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata, where apparently our iron golem guards took out some kind of zombie because there's some flesh sitting around. They're protecting me, you know. I may complain about how many of them there are. They're kind of sort of freeloading on our area and all that stuff, but you know what? I'll take them. Okay, you know, it's better than having nobody to protect me, nobody to love me. Anyway, real quick, I want to check this out, and I believe that is the problem. It was mentioned in the comments that of my last video that chunk boundaries is probably why this isn't working. And lo and behold, look, it's literally on a chunk boundary. So we're going to try and move this. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to try and just swap this to this side, because this should all be within one chunk. And we should be able to do this fairly easily. Should be able to just set that up there. And yeah, and if we actually get our redstone pen, it was explained to me that redstone pen can actually activate a block. If we right click on the center there, it'll turn the block on. Bam. So it'll actually allow this to power the block. So we can go ahead and do redstone torch here. And we're going to set up our modular router, same way that it was before, right over here. And then we're just going to run our redstone dust. So we can run it. Like along this. That's kind of cool looking, don't you think? We can run it along this, and then it doesn't even have to ever touch the ground. Bam. And then that should be good. Do I need to? Maybe I'll just do that too. Sure. That pulsed it. Right? Maybe. You're getting redstone. You're doing the thing. Let's go ahead and give you a button to trigger you. Maybe I don't need to do that. I don't remember how I had it set up before. Oh, I forgot. He's not making sound is what the issue is. Okay, so this is off. We're getting no redstone out of this. That is working perfectly. That is turned off. Turn chunks off. So this should then pulse and go. And I believe that doing the redstone dust with the redstone pen, you don't lose power. It's 15 all the way down the chain. So we should be okay. And this should now operate and not have to worry about us missing out on any mana gen because of stuff and things. So I'm going to go ahead and actually close this up. I'll come check on it again later, but for now, it's closed up. I'm going to assume that this worked perfectly fine, and we're going to have no issues with it. So, anyway, so we're back over here with our ritual of the forest, and we have this guy set up, activator, doing its thing. It was mentioned in the comments that my issue last episode most likely stemmed from the fact that, yeah, see, I don't want grass, and I don't want grass, and I don't want grass. Most likely the issue stemmed from the fact that this guy had the dispenser that I had on here. And actually, we weren't even using those. We were using stone bricks, weren't we? The dispenser that I had set up here was set, or the dispenser had the create link on the top of it. And most likely that's what was stopping the twisted tree from being able to grow, because the twisted sapling has a growth pattern similar to acacia, where you can have one tree trunk grow here, and then the other one can grow diagonally. So it can place one here and then a diagonal block. And since the create redstone thing was sitting here, it would not grow. So we're going to just move that to the bottom, the redstone link. And I think we'll be okay with the setup that we had here. So we have our redstone link. I want to go ahead and make sure I break the correct block here, which is you. We're going to go ahead and place this guy back on here. And it is bone meal that it is set up to. We're also going to need to add bone meal to the dispenser, but that's a different story. If we get this working, I'll set up a I'll set something to automate the bone meal going into this. I don't have any issue doing that. So this should now be pulsing. And if I go ahead and throw bone meal in here, it should be failing. And if we were to request a craft, it should work, but I don't need anything right now. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. And yeah, there we go. So this should now be working. Let's see. Last episode we left off with our swamp homie being set up here, and it is working great. Check out our aura. It is almost completely full in this area. What I do have set up here is a modular or a aura detector. I set this up because our what is that called? Mossy cobblestone in our system. It was blowing through mossy cobblestone, and not that we have an issue with getting mossy cobblestone or anything, but it was just blowing through it when it didn't need to, and it became an issue when I set this up in the nether and tried to get this going. There wasn't enough cobblestone between both of them running. Neither of them could generate aura. It just wasn't working. And so what I did was set up an aura detector here. And this design is not my own. I stole this from the Enigmatica 6 wiki. Definitely check that out. They have a lot of different little miscellaneous guides on just how to do some simple things like this. But what it is an aura detector with a comparator coming off of it, which just feeds into our modular router, and our modular router is set to low. The aura detector detects aura in the chunk that it's in, and it outputs a redstone signal based on how full this is. Since this is not ever getting fully full, this is outputting a redstone signal of 14, okay? And so what we have here is a create analog lever that is set to a strength of 14. The cool thing with the create analog lever is that you can actually selectively choose the strength that you would like to have the lever output, right? So we can set it to 14 and it's going to output a signal of 14. And we have another comparator set to compare. And so what happens here is these both are matching each other. So this is saying, okay, we're at 14, we're good. Let's output a redstone signal and put it into our modular router. If we change that, like I did just a minute ago, this is saying 15. This is now 14. It shuts off because these aren't matching, and it's going to go ahead and run our system. So we set this to 14 and allow it to run until our aura gets up to 14, because it'll never get to 15. It will literally never finish filling this bar. I don't know if there's a way to make it finish, but I let this run for a while, and it just doesn't. So what we have here, I swapped over to is an ender chest. Instead of inputting to this directly, we have an ender chest here that is set to gray or green, gray, green. And if we pop down in our basement here, we have a matching ender chest sitting up here that is inputting cobblestone with a regulator upgrade. Now, for some reason, this keeps getting flubbed up, and it's not maintaining the number that I'm putting in here. We have a crafting upgrade and a regulator. Now that I took the regulator out, this will work. I think this has got to be some sort of bug with refined storage, but it works. And it also makes me wonder, does all these other things with a regulator upgrade, are they having issues too? Or are they... Yeah, they're all just keeping one, so it's fine. It's this one that's just not maintaining the 64. And the reason I have 64 in all these slots so that we can maintain 256 inside of this chest is so that we have a buffer, and it'll craft the 64 at a time, so we don't have to worry about it. And then if we take a look over here, we have our crimson altar set up. So we have that set to, it's kind of hard to see, but it is red, green, red. And that is the crimson altar in with the recipes that it needs. And then over on our other side, we have a red, red, green for the out. And then our natural altar is doing its thing, just like it was before. It just pulls out of the barrel that's set up over there. Okay, so that's our setup here. If we go pop over to our crimson altar, though I'm gonna have to grab some experience. There we go. Really, at this point, I think I'm just going to disable needing experience to teleport between even dimensions. At this point, getting experience is easy enough for us. We don't really need to worry about it. And it's just becoming a nuisance. So I'm just going to, next episode, this is going to be disabled. We're going to be able to teleport for free. It doesn't really bother me anymore at this point. We're 103 episodes in. Anybody who's watching this is sticking around for the automations and all the stuff we do. I don't think y'all are going to really care about me setting up changing, not having to use 3 experience for teleporting in between dimensions. So we're going to change that. Anyway, so over here in our Crimson Altar, we have a very similar setup. I went ahead and made ourselves another, I can't remember which one I had and which one I didn't have, but we have a set of transmutation crumbling catalyst here. And so we have our ender chest in, which is the red, green, red, that is set to the modular router. Exact same setup that we had over in our other altar, where this pulls from this chest, pushes here, this pulls from here, pushes here, and then there's the out. And then exact same setup that we had over there with our swamp homie, which I now realize maybe I should check chunk boundaries for this too, because apparently I don't pay attention enough. But anyway, same exact setup here. Aura detector, analog lever. The aura detector was fairly easy to make. Aura, it just required some of the infused rock and then infused sun metal, and then an Eye of the Ancients, which is just more infused rock and infused sun metal. So fairly simple to make, but the exact same setup here with 14, and it creates aura in this area. One thing to note, as you can see, we are getting what's called grassy netherrack from Nature's Aura in this area when we convert over, or when our aura in the area is high, which it is right now. And so we're getting grassy netherrack that is replacing all of our netherrack over here. I don't mind it, to be honest. There is a way to disable this, if I read the book correctly from Nature's Aura. There's like a inhibition or some kind of potion, or there's some kind of thing that can stop this from happening if you really wanted it to. Just check out the book. That's what I gotta say. Check out the book if you really care about your netherrack getting replaced with grassy netherrack, but it doesn't bother me, so we'll leave it as is. But yeah, there we go. So this is chunk loaded so that we can craft anything that we need. So Crimson Altar and Natural Altar are now crafted. Don't have enough. Let's go home. As well as our Ritual of the Forest and all that stuff. Now, Ritual of the Forest automation is working for now. We're doing pretty decently there. If you do want to check out, if you didn't know, I do have a Discord. You can find the link to it down in the description. And some of my friends have been posting their build guides on how they've automated the Ritual of the Forest, plus a bunch of other stuff. It's definitely worth checking out. A lot of my ideas have been coming from Discord, and I've been getting a lot of help there from a lot of you awesome, friendly folks who are watching and want me to succeed and are willing to help out and everything. So I appreciate all you. And if you're not in the Discord, feel free to join up. We share ideas, we chat, we have fun, we do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's the end of my plug. So anyway, today what we are going to work on is setting up a couple different things. I want to get this lectern set up so that we can start working towards getting a Knowledge of the Ages so I can get my Uber sword for experience gain. But I also want to go ahead and get this bee set up. Part of our recipes that we have here for the Crimson Altar is Tainted Gold. And in order to make Tainted Gold, we have to do Arcane Gold to convert it over, or Tainted Honeycombs. I decided to do Tainted Honeycombs for my recipe. So if I request any of this, it's going to want Tainted Honeycomb. So we need to get the Tainted Bee set up. And the Tainted Bee is fairly simple. If we take a look at the spawn egg, because that's what that's how you make this bee. It is an altar of birthing recipe with a spirit of birthing, gold bee jar, gold honeycomb, and a tainted gold block. So I have all of that stuff here. We're ready to go. One thing, though, we need to do is grab a Rose of Oblivion and an Eye of Ender, because we are out of essence, or out of aura in our area, our desert. So we need to go ahead and actually fix that, because there's nothing going to be able to spawn over here now. And very soon we're going to be automating occultism too, because those dimensional shards that you need for ender chests, as you can see, I made quite a few ender chests, and yeah, we need to start getting that taken care of. So right now we can't breathe because our aura is so low, but I'm going to actually have to go back home. I forgot that I don't have any end stone in here. I just need to get some. By the way, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but our Sylph is mining end stone and netherrack for us. Just throwing that out there. It gets end stone and netherrack. From the chorus, I don't know, maybe it's not getting netherrack. I know it can get netherrack. Maybe mine isn't. I don't know if I have anything planted on netherrack directly, but if I put netherrack out there, it'll farm it for me. I probably will, just to throw it out there. Man, this not being able to breathe thing is not good. Let's go ahead and Rose of Oblivion and Eye of Ender, and maybe, I don't know, we'll time in a bottle this. Where did this router come from? Oh, this router, that's the router that was in the, oh, okay. So doing that made it convert to a dead bush faster, but it didn't actually replenish any of the aura. Okie dokie. Let's grab another Rose of Oblivion and another Eye of Ender. And you know what? I'm gonna grab some milk too. Just because that status, that being unable to breathe is annoying, and it lasts a little while we're over there, so. All right, fix the aura here for me, Rose of Oblivion. Do the thing. I won't accelerate you. Okay, good. It expired. We'll let you do this naturally. We'll come back in just a minute. Wow, okay. Jeez Louise, look at this mess. This took a lot to fix. Man, that masticator does damage to an area. There are 6 ancient saplings here. I did another Rose of Oblivion, and we're finally now starting to recover the aura. But look how fast the aura is being drained from these ancient leaves. That is ridiculous. That's not good. That's not good aura. Do not, again, I know I mentioned this during when we summon the masticator. Do not summon the masticator near your base. It will be devastating. Anyway, what we need to do is go ahead and throw down our stuff that we have so we can get this bee. I'm going to go ahead and take my magnet ring off, throw it in my backpack here, and we'll grab all this stuff. And so let's see how this works. Because remember last time we struggled with this. We're going to do Tainted Gold, Honeycomb, Gold Bee, and Spirit of Birthing. And that should be everything that we need. Hey, it looks like it. We can go ahead and put our ring back on. And as far as I know, this isn't going to cost like a ton of aura, but it's going to use some aura. Hopefully not all of the aura. I'm gonna cry if it uses all of the aura in the area to summon this bee. It just doesn't tell you how much. Oh, and it actually doesn't summon it. I thought it would give me an egg. Okay, cool. Whew. All right, there we go. We got a tainted bee. That was the goal. We can go head home. Oh, not dot home. Home. And we got our bee. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see happen. And I believe... let me grab my bee jars back. I also added all the bees into our system because I needed to find my... the gold bee, and I didn't feel like looking through that chest that we had out there, so I just added them all into... refined storage. I believe this bee uses any flower. Tainted bee. Am I gonna have to Google you? You use any sort of flower. Perfect. That's just what I wanted to see. So we can go ahead and add this to our to-do list here. But one thing that we want to do is make sure that we add the honeycomb to be pulled into our system, not processed. It actually doesn't process, so it'll jam up just like the mana honeycombs and all that stuff do. It'll jam up our system if we let it process. So that is our apiary output, and we want tainted honeycombs added to this so they end up in our system. So now we'll start getting tainted honeycombs, and when I request tainted gold, we're going to be good to go. So then our last project that I want to work on is getting our lectern set up here so we can get a villager going. Now, one thing I do want to point out is I have a villager spawn egg, actually. So we have infinite villagers. I just need to grab myself a spawner. So cardboard. I must have got this when I was killing villagers, and I got a spawner. You can come back in our system. But which spawner do we want? Because we have a few of them. The one that I don't want to give up is my Vindicator spawner. You are shulkers. Actually, you're kind of handy. Could I grab another shulker spawner? Sure. Those are more common than Vindicators, but like Endermites. I don't need an Endermite spawner. So we'll take the Endermite spawner, and we're going to convert that over to villagers. So that ended up in this slot. That is Endermite spawner. So this one is going to go back in our system. This cardboard can go in here. And then we're going to convert that over, and we're going to capture ourselves a few villagers. And really, actually, honestly, I only need one unless I get any good trades, and then we can always deal with that later. Let's go ahead and we're going to just do this down in our basement. Since our... Where do we want to... We'll just... I don't know. I'm indecisive. We'll do it over here. We got plenty of room to work with, and they're not going to go anywhere. So let's grab our spawner. We're going to set it up. We're going to go ahead and sleep. I don't know how they operate during the daytime. And we need to convert you before you actually start spawning endermites. Perfect. So now you're going to spawn villagers. Villagers shouldn't have any requirements for daytime or anything like that, so we should just be able to get a couple villagers spawned in. And by a couple, I mean one. That's all I need. Give me a villager. Come on. Oh, okay. You gave me quite a few. Perfect. Let me just grab one of you, and the rest of you can be taken care of. So sorry. Okay, so we have our one villager that we need for this setup. So we're going to go ahead and check this out and see how we can get this to work. So basically what I want to do is we're looking for knowledge of the ages. If we get any other good enchants, that's great. I'm not going to turn anything else down, but knowledge of the ages is what we are here for. So I'm just going to build out a little structure here so that Mr. Villager can't get out. So let's get a, what is that called? A trapdoor so he can't pop his head out. And we're going to place this here. Yeah. Is that right? I don't even know. It looks to be incorrect, actually. But how do I stop these guys from coming out? I don't even remember. I built this thing so long ago, and my brain is failing me. Yeah. Oh, what are you? Wait. Excuse me? What in the world happened here? What? These guys got struck by lightning? What the heck happened? Oh my goodness. You were selling ender pearls. Not that I need them or anything, but... All right, you jerks. Any of you guys get converted over and struck by lightning, apparently? That's what happens, right? When villagers get struck by lightning, they turn into witches. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. There's no damage to the building. Oh yeah, look, there is. Bam. We got struck by lightning. What the heck? Whatever. And I didn't even look at what I was down there for. I believe this is going to be fine. Let's find out. You go over there. Oh no, do not. This guy's like, I'm not living. I don't care about you and your needs, sir. I will take myself out versus be your lectern slave here. He was done. He did not want any part of this. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up our modular router to sit here. Bam. And then we're going to place our placer module and our breaker module, or really the order doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to say pulse though. Placer module is going to place in the front, and breaker module is going to break in the front. So if I give it a lectern, it shouldn't do anything. You know what? It's going to do both though, isn't it? I want it to do each one on a pulse. I don't want it to do both commands. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's going to do both commands though. Yeah, look, it immediately places and breaks. Can I... Don't execute any subsequent modules on this tick if this module did something. Oh, okay, perfect. So we can do this one. If this did something, don't do the breaker. Bam. So it places that. Sir. Like, yeah, just librarian it up. So then we see he ain't got nothing. Break it. Place it. And worker exploitation. Wool received is doubled, but the sheep takes damage. No idea what that even does. But we just need to press the button twice. And, oh, look, we got infinity. We don't need infinity. We have better than infinity. Icy thorns. And this is basically what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sit here and cycle these through until we get knowledge of the ages. Hopefully, or if we get anything else good. Like I said, if we get any other good trades, I'll take those too. I'm not going to complain. I don't know why this guy's giving me a discount already either. I didn't do anything for him, but efficiency 7. I don't want any higher efficiency. It's already bad enough. I don't want it. It's already so fast it drives me nuts when I'm mining. Lava waxed. Oh, that's the straddle board. But from what I understand, you can actually get any level of enchant here. So we could get knowledge of the ages 1, which would be perfectly fine. Like I wouldn't mind just a single knowledge of the ages, and then I can go ahead and upgrade them myself. That's not a big deal. quick draw. We'll see. Also, is there a way for me to like get a double pulse, or isn't a stone button a faster pulse? Can I like make this like pulse twice? Yeah. Anyway, that's basically what I'm going to be doing for the next who knows how long until I get the books that we need. So we're going to wrap up our episode here. I'm going to get this going, and then pressure tubes. I don't even know where all this stuff came from. Sugar. Goodness gracious. That downstairs, those guys dying or converting is a little bit upsetting. I won't lie about that part. But anyway, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'm just going to cycle this guy till we can get knowledge of the ages and probably looting. Those are the two things I might want. Sharpness, make more damage and all that stuff. And your typical sword stuff. But we're going to focus on getting enchants that are going to give us more experience, and then next episode we'll be able to work on getting our terrestrial agglomeration plate going, getting some terra steel, and maybe opening the portal to Alfheim. We'll see if that happens, but anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thanks for stopping by, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.